Ready?
Okay, David, go ahead.
Stephen, good morning. Congratulations on the player or the manager of the month award. Do you feel there's been something of a power shift in the month of October and into November? Can you see signs of that happening in Scottish football?
Listen, we've had a good month, and I think the focus is always on us in terms of comparing elsewhere. We need to focus on what we need to do. It's, as I say, I answered the same question last week, and it's far too early to be getting ahead of ourselves. We've just entered November. We're in a good place, in real good form. Had a very interesting game last night. Having said that, but it's back to domestic responsibilities tomorrow. Hamilton are home, and we're looking to get another 3 points and build on our good form.
Thanks. Raman, go ahead, please.
Morning, Stephen.
Morning.
Congratulations also, Stephen, and to Connor as well. Just on Alfredo and his performance last night and the record. Do you think we are now seeing that if Alfredo Morelos of old, do you think, got his mojo back? And I just want to know how much this record means to him. Is he big on records? Does he know how significant this is?
Yes, he was very happy after the game in terms of his record breaking. I think he wants to build on that. I think the hunger's there. You can see it in his eyes. He wants to go and score more goals in the competition. I know he's got dreams and aspirations of playing in the Champions League one day, which is good for him. In terms of where he's at, there's definitely the goals are back, the hunger's back, the sharpness back. In terms of comparing him to old, I don't really like doing that because it's about the now. It's about what he offers moving forward. But he's definitely in a better place in terms of his form and how he looks. And he's smiling, he seems happy. So that's fantastic for everyone connected with Rangers.
Alison Conroy, please.
Stephen, congratulations as well. Just looking back on last night's game, how do you reflect on that, and obviously that late equaliser when you were in control early on?
Look, I answered all them questions last night. Today's a new day. The focus has to switch to Hamilton. That's my job, is to move on from a win, lose or draw as quick as I can and move on to the next challenge. We were in a fantastic position. That goes without saying. We were absolutely outstanding from going a goal down when the red card happened. The football we played was probably some of the best football we've played since I've been here. Some of our interchange in our play, the goals we created and scored were fantastic. But to get ourselves in our position, we need to learn from the mistakes we made as a group, and we will do. But we reflected on that game last night. It's done and dusted. We'll debrief that game when Benfica come round again. We have to switch our attention to Hamilton for the weekend now.
Andy Newport, please.
Morning, Stephen. It was a real vintage display from Stephen Davis last night. I just wondered, obviously his contract's up at the end of the season. Is that something you've given thought to, just with the way he's performing right now, that whether you think he can go even longer and towards his 40th birthday?
Look, I think about my players non-stop, around the clock, every minute of every day, all of them, as a collective. There's certain individuals that are up at the end of the season, and when the time's right, we'll discuss their futures with them in private. And then if there's any news on any individual situation, we'll update you on that. Stephen's in good form. I think he has been since we returned from lockdown. You always wonder, when players are that age and they have such a long break off with a lockdown, what are they going to be like when they return? But his professionalism and his attitude and his application, he come back in unbelievable shape, and he's built on that. And I think that's shown in his performances. Really, really consistent at the moment, and arguably in the best form since we've been working together.
Sorry, can I just also ask about team news? How's the squad looking for this weekend?
At the moment, there's no issues. As you can imagine, a couple of tired bodies, a few aches and pains and bumps and bruises, but no one's a doubt for the weekend, not what I've heard so far. We've got Scott Arfield, who's carrying a bit of a knock, but we're hoping he's going to be okay.
Thanks. Cheers.
David Edgar, please.
Stephen, what type of match are you expecting from Hamilton on Sunday? Obviously, this season, but the last time they came to Ibrox, they got a result, so it'll be a big challenge.
He did get a result last time at Ibrox, and he deserved that result because we weren't clinical enough in front of goal. We had, I think, 30 attempts on goal and couldn't find a breakthrough. So I think Brian and his team deserved the victory. And Brian's someone who I've got the utmost respect for because he backs his players. He plays really positive every time we've played him. He's come with a threat. He has them organised. Of course, he'll try and be organised and have men behind the ball. But one thing goes without saying is Brian always comes and carries a threat. Sometimes he goes with 2 up top. We'll have to see whether he decides to do that again. But he's someone who all the coaching staff here have got big respect for because he always poses a challenge to us. Whatever the results been in the past, he's always carried the threat.
Gabriel, please.
Morning, Stephen. Congratulations on the award. Sorry to just go back to last night again, but how do you see the group panning out now? 7 points at the halfway stage. How's that for you?
Well, certainly it took that before the ball was kicked, and when the group was drawn up together. We've started ever so well. Of course, we'll have certain regrets from last night that it's not 9 out of 9, but you know, we have to remember where we was a few years back. We have to remember who we're competing against. We have to show the group respect. 7 points out of 9 is a fantastic return. We've got a huge game against Benfica in a few weeks' time, which we'll really look forward to. And it's a game, as I say, really exciting tie again. They've got fantastic players. On paper, Rangers v Benfica at Ibrox, is mouth-watering. So we'll deal with that game and the group when it comes around. We've put ourselves in a good position to go and qualify, but we have to go and finish the job off as soon as possible. But as I say, it's back to domestic now. We've got some important games before the Benfica tie.
And finally, Charles Patterson.
Good morning, Stephen. Just touching on the fact that Hamilton obviously got the result the last time they came to Ibrox. Since then, how much do you feel your players have changed their attitude in terms of these games that you could look at as trap games, if you like, and games that you need to grind out and perhaps not play at your best to get wins?
Well, I think at this level, and when you play for a club like Rangers, you have to learn from your mistakes fast. You have to analyse and look at yourself and look at the group. I feel we're in a better place. I think the squad's better. I think our mentality and attitude, certainly this season, has been, bang on. But we have to continue it. We have to continue the consistency. Try and stay at the level that we're at now and keep improving. But as you say, Hamilton will come and pose a threat. They're capable. They've done it before, so we don't need any reminders or wake-up calls going into this one.
Great job, folks. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Cheers.
Yeah.